My beloved child, there is a reason your heart has felt unusually restless lately, and no, it is not your imagination. Something within you has been sensing a shift before your eyes could ever confirm it. You have felt moments where the room suddenly goes quiet and your thoughts drift somewhere you cannot explain, moments where your spirit seems to whisper that change is closer than it appears. Listen carefully, because what is approaching you is not random. Someone is already being moved in your direction, and though they may not yet fully understand why they keep thinking of you, why your energy lingers in their mind, why your presence feels strangely familiar even from a distance, their path is quietly turning toward yours. Do not dismiss the signs that have surrounded you. The sudden memories, the unexplained anticipation, the feeling that your life is preparing for something more, these are not empty emotions. They are the first echoes of a meeting that is drawing near. And before that person arrives, before their footsteps ever cross the threshold of your world, there is something you must hear. Because the one coming toward you is not entering your life casually. They are not being sent merely to pass through your story for a moment and disappear like so many others before them. No, this connection carries weight. It carries timing. It carries the kind of significance that makes ordinary days suddenly feel unforgettable. But here is what many fail to understand when destiny begins to move. The greatest connections rarely arrive when life feels perfectly prepared. They often appear while everything still seems unfinished, while doubts remain, while old wounds still whisper in the background. And that is why you have felt this strange tension inside you lately. The part of you that hopes deeply, and the part of you that still hesitates. The part of you that wants love, yet fears disappointment. The part of you that dreams of being chosen, yet quietly wonders if what you long for will ever truly arrive. Stay with me, because this matters more than you realize. The future partner moving toward you will not be drawn to perfection. They will be drawn to your truth. To the real you beneath the masks, beneath the guarded smiles, beneath the strength you had to build just to survive what others never understood about you. And perhaps that is why your life has felt like preparation. Why certain people had to leave. Why certain almost connections never fully became what you hoped. Why doors closed even when you begged for them to remain open. It was not because love forgot you. It was because what is coming could not arrive. It kept hoping, even after disappointment. That hope within you was never foolish. It was evidence that your spirit knew something your circumstances had not yet shown you. Something important is waiting for you, and it is closer now than ever before. But hear this before the moment arrives, when this person enters your life, it may not happen in the dramatic way you once imagined. Not every life-changing connection begins with fireworks. Sometimes destiny enters quietly. Sometimes the most important person arrives disguised as an ordinary encounter, an unexpected visit, a casual conversation, a simple moment that feels small until later when you realize everything changed there. That is why you must remain aware in the coming days. Remain open. Remain present. Because the future has a way of arriving in moments people almost ignore. And when this person comes near, something inside you will notice before logic can explain it. You may feel an unusual calm around them, or a familiarity that makes no sense, or the strange realization that your soul recognizes something your mind is still trying to understand. Do not rush to label it. Do not overanalyze what should first be felt. Some things are meant to unfold gently. Yet there is another truth you must hear, and few speak of it honestly. The arrival of real love often stirs hidden emotions before it brings peace. Why? Because when someone genuine begins approaching, every false belief you carry about your worth starts rising to the surface. Suddenly the fear of not being enough grows louder. Suddenly the pain of the past tries to convince you to stay guarded. Suddenly the walls you built for survival begin trembling because deep down, you know walls cannot protect you and receive love at the same time. So if you have felt emotionally stirred lately, more reflective, more sensitive, more aware of old wounds resurfacing, do not mistake that for chaos. Sometimes your heart reveals what still needs healing right before it receives what it prayed for. Don't skip this truth: preparation does not always feel peaceful. Sometimes preparation feels like emotional clearing. And the one who is coming, they have their own journey too. They are not approaching you untouched by life. They have known confusion. They have faced disappointments of their own. They have met people who misunderstood them, just as you have. They have questioned timing. They have wondered if the connection they long for even exists. And perhaps without knowing it, they have been prepared through their own silent battles for the moment they finally stand before you. Imagine that, while you were learning lessons in one corner of the world, they were being shaped in another. While you were healing from what broke you, they were healing too. While you were asking when your person would come, they were asking the same about you. And soon, the distance between those two journeys will begin to close. But not all at once. Not yet. Because before their arrival becomes visible, one final shift is taking place behind the scenes. One final lesson. One final refinement. One final moment where you are being asked to trust what you cannot yet see. The waiting has not been empty. The silence has not meant absence. Every delayed answer has been part of a larger arrangement your present perspective could not fully understand. So as you move through the next chapter of your days, pay attention to what changes around you. Notice what begins ending naturally. Notice who drifts away without effort. Notice the strange pull toward new places, new routines, new instincts. These are often the quiet rearrangements that happen right before two paths collide. Because the truth is, your future partner is nearer than you think. And when they come to your home, whether literally or into the inner home of your heart, they will not arrive empty-handed. They will bring something with them. A truth. A realization. A feeling you have waited far longer for than anyone knows. And what they reveal when that moment finally comes, may explain why everything before them had to happen exactly the way it did. But that part of the story is still unfolding. The quiet truth is this. While you have been wondering when your future partner would finally appear, they have already begun moving through moments that are guiding them toward you. Their life has not felt ordinary lately either. There have been pauses in their routine, strange reflections during lonely nights, moments when they felt pulled to reconsider everything they once thought they wanted. Someone is being prepared for you in ways neither of you can fully see yet. And what makes this so powerful is that they may not even realize the reason behind the changes happening in their world. They only know that old desires no longer satisfy them the way they once did. Old conversations feel empty. Old patterns no longer fit. It is as if their spirit has been making room for a presence they have not met yet, and that presence is you. Stay with this, because the deeper truth is even more extraordinary. Before they ever knock on your door, before they ever stand face to face with you, something within them will already feel that their life is being redirected. They will sense that the chapter they have been living is ending. They will know, even without evidence, that someone meaningful is close. And perhaps that is why your own life has felt so unusual lately. Have you noticed how certain things no longer excite you the way they used to? How conversations that once entertained you now feel shallow? How your soul seems to crave something deeper, something more real, something that ordinary distractions cannot satisfy. That is not emptiness. That is expansion. You are outgrowing what once fit because what is meant for your future requires a version of you that no longer settles for surface-level connections. Your heart is learning discernment. Your spirit is becoming more selective. Your energy is no longer willing to entertain what lacks sincerity. This is not loneliness, it is refinement. It is your inner world making itself ready for someone who will recognize your depth instead of being intimidated by it. And when that person arrives, they will not ask you to become smaller to make others comfortable. They will not treat your sensitivity like weakness or your loyalty like something ordinary. They will see what others overlooked. They will value what others took for granted. They will recognize that what lives inside you is rare. But before that recognition arrives externally, you must first understand it internally. Because the greatest mistake many make is expecting another person to confirm a worth they have not yet accepted within themselves. Hear this clearly: your future partner is not coming to complete you. They are not coming to repair every wound, erase every insecurity, or carry the burden of proving your value every day. They are coming to meet the version of you who finally understands that love is not meant to fill emptiness, it is meant to overflow from wholeness. This is why the season before great love often feels like personal transformation. You are not simply waiting for someone. You are becoming someone. Becoming more aware. More honest. More aligned with the truth of who you are. And though that process has not always felt easy, though it has demanded solitude, patience, and uncomfortable self-reflection, it is preparing you for something many people never experience: a connection built not on fantasy, not on desperation, not on emotional chaos, but on depth, recognition, and peace. Still, let me tell you something many do not expect. When this person first enters your life, part of you may not fully believe it. Not because they will be unclear, but because they will be so different from what hurt you before that your mind may struggle to trust what your heart feels. Healthy love often feels unfamiliar to those who have known confusion. Consistency can feel suspicious when you have grown used to uncertainty. Kindness can feel strange when you have spent too long being misunderstood. Stability can feel almost unsettling when your past taught you to expect emotional highs followed by disappointment. So when this person arrives with calm energy, honest intentions, and genuine care, there may be a moment where your old fears whisper, "This cannot be real." But it will be. And that is why you must not confuse peace with boredom or sincerity with weakness. The right person may not arrive in the chaotic packaging your past normalized. They may come gently, steadily, clearly. And if you are not careful, unresolved pain can make healthy love feel less intense simply because it lacks confusion. Do not mistake calm for lack of chemistry. Sometimes the strongest connections begin not with emotional storms, but with a peace so unfamiliar it almost feels unreal. There will be a moment, remember this, when your eyes meet theirs in a way that lingers just a little too long. A moment where conversation flows with surprising ease. A moment where silence between you does not feel awkward but full, as if even stillness carries meaning. In that instant, something inside both of you will quietly shift. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just enough for your soul to whisper, "Pay attention." You may try to dismiss it at first. They may too. Both of you may wonder whether you are imagining the depth of what is unfolding. But certain connections do not need immediate explanation. They reveal themselves through feeling before they reveal themselves through logic. And as the days unfold, you will begin noticing the little things. The way they remember details others forget. The way they listen as if your words matter. The way their presence softens something in you that has been guarded for far too long. The way being around them feels less like performance and more like coming home. Do not underestimate that feeling. Many spend years searching for intensity and overlook peace. Many chase excitement while missing safety. Many mistake obsession for love because they have never known what secure affection feels like. But this person, this future partner approaching your life, they will not make you question where you stand every day. They will not create confusion and call it passion. They will not disappear when things become real. Their consistency will speak louder than promises. Their actions will reveal what words alone never could. And slowly, perhaps almost frighteningly, you will realize that what you always thought love would feel like was incomplete. Because real love is not just butterflies and intensity. It is being understood without constant explanation. It is being chosen without games. It is being valued without begging. It is emotional safety mixed with attraction, honesty mixed with desire, tenderness mixed with unwavering presence. And when that kind of love enters your life, it changes you. Yet there is something else you must know before that day comes. This person is not arriving to mirror your fantasies perfectly. They will be real, human, layered, imperfect in their own ways. They will have habits, flaws, fears, and complexities. Because true love is not about finding someone flawless. It is about finding someone whose imperfections still feel safe to hold, someone whose humanity does not diminish the beauty of the bond. Do not sabotage something meaningful because it does not match a fantasy. Do not overlook sincerity because it arrives in an unexpected form. Sometimes the person you prayed for enters your life wrapped in packaging different from what you imagined, but carrying everything your soul asked for. And I must tell you this gently. There may be a moment before everything fully unfolds where circumstances seem to delay the connection. Timing may appear inconvenient. One of you may hesitate. Life may create temporary distance, uncertainty, or practical obstacles that test whether the connection is real enough to pursue. But do not panic if the beginning is not perfectly smooth. Not every meaningful love story begins effortlessly. Some begin with timing challenges that reveal how serious both hearts truly are. Some begin with patience being required. Some begin with trust being tested. If this happens, remember, delay is not always denial. Sometimes what matters most is protected by timing until both hearts are fully ready to receive it. And while all this is approaching, your assignment is simple, though not easy: remain open. Do not close your heart because of what failed before. Do not assume every new person carries the intentions of those who disappointed you. Do not let past betrayal write the script for future possibilities. Your history may explain your fears, but it does not have to control your future. The person coming toward you should not have to fight shadows created by those who came before them. Let your discernment remain sharp, but let your heart remain available. There is strength in wisdom, but there is also strength in softness. The bravest thing a person can do after disappointment is remain capable of love without becoming hardened by what hurt them. Something important is waiting for you, and it is not merely romance. It is revelation. This connection will teach you what mutual effort feels like. It will show you what happens when two people stop playing games and start building honestly. It will reveal parts of yourself you forgot existed, the playful parts, the trusting parts, the hopeful parts, the deeply affectionate parts you buried because life taught you vulnerability was dangerous. In their presence, forgotten pieces of you will return. You will laugh differently. Dream differently. Carry yourself differently. Because being loved well does not just warm the heart. It transforms identity. It reminds you who you were before disappointment taught you to doubt your worth. And your home, yes, even your home carries symbolism in this story. Because when the title says your future partner is coming to your home, it is deeper than a physical doorway. Home is where you are most unguarded. Home is where masks fall away. Home is the place people see the real version of you. And that is the deeper message here. The person approaching you is moving closer to the real you, not the curated version, not the polished version, not the version made to survive the world's expectations. They are being led toward your truth. Toward your authentic self. Toward the hidden parts of you few ever get to know. And when they see those parts, they will not run. They will not recoil. They will not treat your depth like too much. They will treasure what others failed to understand. There is one final truth you must hear tonight before this part of the story closes. When the moment arrives, when your future partner finally steps into your life in a way you can no longer ignore, everything may begin more quietly than expected, but its impact will be louder than anything before it. You will look back and realize that the ordinary day you almost overlooked became the beginning of the chapter you had waited for all along. You will understand why certain doors closed. Why certain prayers seemed delayed. Why certain people left. Why your heart was preserved through seasons of confusion. It was not because you were forgotten. It was because what was meant for you required precise timing. And even now, somewhere beyond your current sight, someone is getting closer. Closer to the moment they will see you. Closer to the moment they will understand why no one else ever quite felt right. Closer to the moment they step into your world and realize, you were what they had been searching for too. But before that meeting becomes reality, there is one sign that will appear first. One unmistakable shift that will tell you the encounter is near. And once you notice it, you will never see your life the same way again. Then watch carefully, because the sign that appears before great love enters your life is rarely dramatic at first. It begins as a subtle shift in your inner world, almost so quiet that many people overlook it. A strange calm starts replacing the urgency that once lived in your heart. The desperation to chase, to force, to overthink every possibility begins fading. You stop trying to convince the wrong people to stay. You stop begging life to hurry. You stop feeling drawn to connections that require you to shrink yourself just to be accepted. And in place of that restless striving comes something unfamiliar. Peace. Not because you have given up on love, but because some deeper part of you suddenly knows it is no longer necessary to run after what is already on its way. That peace is often the final sign before destiny enters the room. It is the soul's way of settling just before the next chapter begins. So if you have felt yourself becoming calmer lately, more detached from what once consumed you, less willing to chase what is unclear, do not mistake that for emptiness. It may be the quiet evidence that your spirit senses what your eyes cannot yet see. Don't skip this moment, because what comes next may explain everything. There will be a day, an ordinary-looking day, the kind most people would never remember in advance, when your future partner moves from possibility into reality. And when it happens, life may not announce it with thunder. The world may appear completely normal around you. The sky may look the same. The room may feel unchanged. People nearby may continue their routines as if nothing extraordinary is happening. Yet for you, everything will shift in an instant. Because some encounters alter your life without needing spectacle. Some people enter quietly and still change the architecture of your entire future. They may arrive through a planned meeting, or an unexpected invitation, or a coincidence that later feels far too precise to have been accidental. However it happens, the moment will carry a strange familiarity. As if something inside you whispers, "I know this matters," before your mind fully catches up. That is the kind of recognition only the heart understands. At first, you may try to remain logical. You may tell yourself not to read too much into the connection. You may attempt to keep your expectations low, to guard your emotions, to treat the moment casually because past disappointments taught you caution. But caution will not erase what you feel. Because no matter how calm you try to appear on the outside, something inside you will know this connection is unlike the ones before it. The conversation will feel different. Their attention will feel different. The way they look at you, as if they are not merely seeing your appearance but sensing your essence, will feel different. Even the pauses between words may carry meaning. And little by little, you will notice something that almost startles you: you are not pretending around them. You are not calculating every response. You are not trying to become more impressive, more agreeable, more polished just to keep their attention. You are simply yourself. Fully, naturally, honestly yourself. And they remain. They lean closer, not farther. They become more interested, not less. For perhaps the first time in a long time, being known will not feel dangerous. That is when the deeper realization begins. You will understand that what your soul longed for was never merely attraction. It was recognition. To be truly seen. To be understood beyond surface impressions. To be valued not for performance, not for convenience, not for what you can provide, but for who you are when no mask is left to wear. And your future partner will carry the rare ability to look beyond the image the world sees and connect with the truth beneath it. They will notice the strength behind your softness. The pain behind your wisdom. The loyalty hidden beneath your guardedness. The tenderness behind the walls you built to survive. They will see not just what you show, but what you carry. And instead of being overwhelmed by it, they will cherish it. Yet the beauty of this connection will not come from intensity alone. It will come from the way they choose you consistently after the first spark. Because many people can create chemistry. Many can create attraction. Many can say beautiful words in beautiful moments. But the rarest kind of person is the one whose feelings remain steady when life becomes ordinary. The one who continues showing up after the excitement of novelty fades. The one who proves that their affection is not based on impulse but intention. Your future partner will not love you only in heightened moments. They will love you in the small spaces too. In the quiet check-ins, in the thoughtful gestures, in remembering what matters to you, in the way they make room for your feelings without treating your emotions like burdens. Their love will not be loud for performance and absent in private. It will be steady, lived, proven. And because of that, it will heal parts of you that words alone never could. But healing does not mean perfection. Even in the right connection, there will be moments that test both of you. Moments of misunderstanding. Moments where fears surface. Moments where old wounds try to rewrite the story before the present has a chance to speak for itself. There may be nights when your past whispers, "This is too good, prepare for it to disappear." There may be moments when vulnerability makes you want to retreat, to pull back before you can be hurt, to sabotage something beautiful simply because your nervous system has learned to associate deep feeling with danger. And they may have their own fears too. Their own scars, their own moments of uncertainty, their own reflexes shaped by what life once taught them. But what will separate this connection from all the rest is not the absence of difficulty. It is the presence of mutual willingness. Both of you will choose understanding over ego. Communication over avoidance. Patience over assumption. Growth over pride. And that is where real love is built, not in perfection, but in two people deciding the connection matters enough to nurture carefully. There will come a moment when you look at them and realize something almost impossible to describe. They feel familiar, yet new. As if your soul recognizes them even while your life is only beginning to know them. Their presence will awaken dreams you buried. Desires you stopped admitting. Hope you once called unrealistic just to protect yourself from disappointment. Suddenly you will catch yourself imagining a future again. Not out of fantasy. but because for the first time, the possibility feels grounded in reality. And that realization may shake you. Because after enough disappointment, hope can feel more frightening than despair. Despair expects nothing. Hope risks everything. To believe again after heartbreak is one of the bravest things the heart can do. So when hope rises in you, do not silence it. When your spirit begins whispering, "This could be real," do not rush to deny it simply because your past taught you caution. Not every beautiful thing is a trap. Not every connection is temporary. Not every person who enters your life comes to teach pain. Some come to teach peace. Some come to restore faith. Some come to remind you that your heart was never foolish for continuing to believe. And your future partner, they will carry that reminder in the way they love you. They will show you that effort can be mutual. That communication can be honest. That attraction and emotional safety can exist together. That devotion does not have to be begged for. That healthy love does not require constant confusion to feel passionate. And perhaps most healing of all, they will choose you openly. Not secretly. Not halfway. Not with hesitation disguised as complexity. But with clarity. With intention. With a certainty that quiets many of the doubts your past created. One day you will think back to the nights you questioned whether this kind of connection even existed for you. You will remember the seasons when waiting felt endless, when silence felt heavy, when loneliness made you wonder if love had somehow forgotten your address. And you will realize, with tears in your eyes and gratitude in your chest, that none of those waiting seasons were wasted. They were building you, refining you, teaching you what not to settle for, preparing your discernment so you could recognize the real thing when it finally arrived. Because had this person come earlier, you might have been too wounded to receive them, too distracted to notice them, too attached to the wrong connection to make room for them. Timing protected what was meant for you until both hearts could meet in readiness. And when the day comes that your future partner steps fully into your life, into your routines, your private thoughts, your future plans, your physical home, your emotional home, you will understand something that changes your perspective forever. The wait was not punishment. The delay was not rejection. The silence was not abandonment. It was alignment. Every closed door, every disappointment, every detour was part of a path leading here. So if you are still in the waiting now, hold steady. If you are still in the quiet chapter before the meeting, remain open. If your heart grows tired and asks when, remember that unseen movement is still movement. Even now, paths are crossing before you can witness them. Conversations are happening that will influence future timing. Choices are being made in another life that will bring them closer. Distances are shortening in ways no map could yet show you. And when the moment finally arrives, when their presence becomes undeniable, when their affection becomes clear, when their hand reaches for yours and something in your spirit says, "This is what I waited for," you will not remember only the joy of meeting them. You will remember the mystery of how perfectly life arranged it. But there is still one final piece of this story yet to unfold. Because when your future partner finally reveals what they felt the first moment they truly noticed you, the truth may leave you speechless.